Okay, here we go. A little quick mini lesson in graphing polar coordinates within your calculator. What you have is you have to make sure that once you have your calculator, you go to mode. You set that mode over in polar. Once it's set in polar, then you can go y equals. And as you can see, they have 3 cosine. And to get the variable, you need to hit the xt theta button. So let's hit this one. So 3 cosine theta. And this should plot nicely. Graph. Now, didn't get my mode in polar. You'll notice that in this case I didn't get it changed to polar. It's still in X and it graphs a standard cosine wave. As soon as I go over here to polar, graph it again, and in both cases I'm not seeing a lot. Now underneath here it gives you the scale. So let's go to window, and it's currently going from 0 to 6. That's fine if it's in radian. Over here, if I'm in degree, my window doesn't need to go from 0 to 6. It needs to go to something significantly larger than that. So let's hit 360. Now the only challenge is I don't want it going up by tenths of a degree. So I'm going to adjust this to say about 3. And I'm going to graph it again. And you start to see something's coming up. Over here on this window, I think I'm good. Y equals, put my equation in, 3 cosine, down my theta's popping up, hit graph, and there we go. Again, we can zoom, and a zoom standard probably be a pretty decent window. If we take a look and we go down here, 2 cosine, 3 theta, graph here, 2 cosine, 3 theta. Makes a graph here. Now, of course, we can zoom in both of them. Don't forget to hit enter a second time. And there you go. So you start to see this. Now, in your book, this section right here, page 541, want to go ahead and graph and describe it. Says the shape and the symmetry of each graph. Well, in general, you have a couple things to talk about. You have a circle, you have a rose, and in this case, we're going to talk either limestone or limnoscape. But for the meantime, you need to get all 9 of those graphs. So your homework, graph all 9 of those.